Warning! If you have not seen the first 2 seasons of American Horror Story, I would suggest you leave this video because I am about to spoil and review the shit out of these 2 first seasons. Yes, I told you guys I might do it, and here I am. In the middle of season 3, I'm about halfway. Pretty sure I'm exactly halfway. I think I'm up to episode 8 now of season 3, Coven. So I might review that for you guys. But for now, we are going to review the 2 seasons I have watched fully so far. American Horror Story Murder House, Season 1, and American Horror Story Asylum, Season 2. But for now, we're going to do that in a different video. So if you guys want to see me review this one, not this one, then just if you're watching this video straight away when it gets published, just wait a few minutes. And if you're watching it about a day after, you know, I publish it, well, then you can just get off this video and just go to the next one, because that's where I'll review this one. But yeah, so Murder House. Murder House is what you call a great season of a TV show. There are so many characters that I just fell in love with. We have Vivian. The show. The season is basically about this wife, this lady. If you didn't know, American Horror Story, each season is a completely different story with completely different characters, but every season the same actors play completely different characters. And then apparently each season is connected, but we'll get into that later. But yeah, this season is basically about this girl named Vivian. She is in love with this guy named Ben. They're married. They have a daughter named Violet. One day, Vivian catches Ben cheating, and that's where all hell breaks loose. She's gonna leave, but then for some reason, I'm not gonna spoil, they decide to stick together for one last time with the daughter and all, Violet, and they decide to move to California, I believe. I'm pretty sure it was California. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I'm very sorry. But yeah, they decide to move into California. It's this huge house they move into. Turns out some shit went down in this house, including death, lots of death. There's spirits and all, but it's not just a haunted house movie. This house is not just haunted because there is spirits. It's haunted because of its past. There has been lots of death, and that has come back to haunt the people living in this home. Now, the ghosts aren't like your average ghost, like oh yeah, it's creeping around, closing doors, you can't see them. You can see them. They're like ordinary people. In this show, the ghosts can only be seen if they want to be seen, meaning that they can, if they don't want to be seen, they can just disappear if they want to. But if they do want to be seen, by others, they can just turn, normal again and be seen. Let's just say they want to tell somebody something, like, oh yeah, take care of our daughter in this case, and you'll see you'll see what I mean if you watch the end of the season. But yeah, like, take care of our daughter, Vivian says to Ben at the end. Yeah, like, she wanted to be seen because she wanted to tell him that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she wants, you just have to want to be seen. Okay, I'm not going to make this more complicated than it already is. But like I said, this is a great season. It's not as dark as Asylum, but we're not talking about Asylum. I won't get into that just yet. I love Tate. Tate is my favourite character. I love Tate and Violet. Tate and Violet are my favourites of this season. Tate and Violet are the best things about Murder House. And I love Zachary Quinto. The top 3 actors in this show, I reckon, in this season, Evan Peters, the girl who plays Violet, I'm so sorry, I forgot her name, and also Zachary Quinto. Those 3 stood out for me, because Zachary Quinto, I love him. He is my favourite actor because of his roles in this show. And even though he's not returning, sadly, I still love him. I love him as Spock, but I just love him so much in this show. I just think he plays such intriguing roles. and I love him. No, don't worry. I don't mean it like that. I mean it like I love him as an actor. Stay calm, YouTube community. But yeah, we also have some other mysterious characters like Constance and the maid, who can only the maid. I'm pretty sure this is the case. To men, like the men can see the maid as her younger self, more appealing and sexual, but the ladies, due to them being same gender and all, they just see her as a normal old self. I'm pretty sure that's the case. It was never fully explained with the maid. I know she was like killed by Constance. We'll get into Constance in a minute. But she was killed by Constance and all. That's what we saw. We saw a flashback, but like not too much was explained with the maid. I like how they kept it under wraps. You decide. It was a you decide sort of thing. But we also have Constance and her daughter Abby. Now I want to get it Addie and Constance. I want to get into these two because these are some great these are some great characters, man. Like they even though like she really does have Down syndrome and stuff, and usually like I know lots of Down syndrome people. I know a few, and like they struggle socially, right? They struggle with speaking and all. This girl is amazing in her role. I love how she, just because she has Down syndrome, she still thinks of herself as beautiful, and that's why when she died, I was very, very sad. She got run over on how Addie who was Down syndrome, the Down syndrome girl, got run over when she was trying to catch up, with some girls on Halloween. She had a mask on. She was a pretty girl because she wanted to be like those girls in the magazines and not like her Down syndrome figure. And yeah, that was a very sad scene when Constance is trying to carry her, and it was very powerful. And I love how they get you in. They just get you so in the show. Like you feel like you are there. Like it is so realistic. I just loved every second of it. And we have Constance. Jessica Lange is so great. I love her. She's so great. She's so powerful with her acting. When she cries, you just feel like it's real. It's just real to you. And it is real crying. Like, actors have to do that. They have to actually cry. But it feels like she is actually in this situation when she does it. It's so great. And, like, we have the Rubber Man, who's Tate in the end. For you guys who have been wondering and have come to this review instead of watching it. I don't know why, but yeah, Tate is the Rubber Man in the rubber suit or whatever, the rubber suit guy, the Rubber Man, I think they call him. Yeah, so I think Tate in the end I think Tate was a good guy. I think that he was alright, but he was just kind of messed up and he did need a bit of help. Like, he did some really horrible things. He was like a Columbine massacre sort of killer. Like, this guy was... Whew. But then, and he raped Violet's mum and got her pregnant, and that's why she was born with two babies, one not being Ben Harmon's son. So he basically raped Vivian and got her pregnant. But apart from that, he's a alright kid. Like, again, he just needs some help. But then we have Ben Harmon and Vivian, who are a good couple. Their dialogue together was great. Look, all the actors in this show are great. The story is great. And, like, there are so many intense scenes and impactful scenes. It keeps you on the edge of your seat, man. This is a great season full of intensity, but at the same time, you're just so intrigued. You can't look away. There's some disturbing imagery. Usually, like with some disturbing imagery, you always look away. You're like, oh, that's disgusting. With this, you want to look away, but you can't. Like, you just want to look away. You're like, oh god, that's disturbing. Should I? No, I'm not going to look away. It's not a train wreck. I'm not going to call it a train wreck when it comes to the gore. You just can't look away, man. I know that's kind of confusing, but you just can't. But there is not much gore in this show. I'm just saying when it goes down, it does go down. But look, the later episodes where like Vivian is in in the mental hospital, that episode where like we first get introduced to her in this hospital, like not first introduced to her obviously, but first introduced to her in this hospital. That episode was a bit like bad. But in these seasons, you're gonna have at least one or two, maybe even 3 episodes that you're not the hugest fan of and you don't really like. In the end, guys, this is a very intimidating season that I loved every second of. Kept me on the edge of my seat. Couldn't look away. Really interesting, very interesting, intriguing characters. We have the maid, Constance, Tate, Violet. Tate and Violet were a great couple. Better than Edward and Bella. Ooh, far better. Then we got Ben, then we got Vivian. Everyone is great. I'm going to give this season a 9.2. I love this TV series. So, like, after I watched this, people were saying, like, oh, yeah, I wasn't going to enjoy Murder House too much. I don't know why they said that, because this is a great, great, great season. I loved it. This is such a good show. Oh, my God. Holy crap. This was so good. So, yeah, Murder House, and first season of American Horror Story. You rock. After I finish the entire series of American Horror and I can get the other ones out of the way, I reckon I'm going to watch Murder House again. Even if I don't watch the other ones, I think I'm going to watch Murder House again. Murder House is... Whew, it was a ride and a very good one. But yeah, guys, so now that that's out of the way, Murder House, we are up to Asylum now. You want to watch my review of this one? Like I said, if you are watching this video straight away when it's published, just wait a few minutes. But if you're watching it, quite a long time after this video has been published, then you can watch my review of this in the next video. Just look above this video, you'll see it. American Horror Story Asylum review, or Season 2 review, whatever I call it. Let's just get on to Asylum already. Jesus, Jesse, come on.